If you're thinking about starting out with P2P lending, this video is for you. My name is Jakub from P2P Empire, and today I will share with you 5 tips for new P2P investors. These tips will help you lower your risk in P2P lending and make your start in P2P lending more pleasant. The first tip is to do your own research. Before you decide to register on one of the platforms, you should do your own research about the team behind the P2P lending site and the terms and conditions. While there are many websites that promise attractive returns and safe investments, not everyone delivers on this promise, as we have learned in the past. The P2P lending market in Europe is still a rather unregulated market, which unfortunately opens a lot of opportunities for people who want to take advantage of it. You should therefore research the founders of the platforms and check their background as well as previous work experience. At the end of the day, you don't want to invest your hard-earned money in a platform that's led by an inexperienced person with no track record. The second tip is to understand the business model. When you first hear about investing in loans, you might not fully understand the risks that come with it. There are different business models that platforms follow, and this highly influences the risk of your investments. Investors can invest in a variety of loan types with different securities. There is a difference between investing in unsecured consumer loans versus real estate loans that are backed by a mortgage. You should therefore get familiar with the loan types offered at a dedicated P2P lending platform so you know exactly what you are funding. The next tip is to think for yourself. Most P2P lending sites use various partners to acquire new investors. Those partners are often bloggers that like to promote every single platform without actually understanding the ecosystem behind it. Some take it even further and add experiences of their extraordinary high portfolios. We all know that big numbers are impressive. As humans, we are psychologically drawn to big numbers, and it can create a sense of security if we read that someone invests a high amount of money on a dedicated P2P platform. The result of this is that you might end up investing much more money than you initially intended. Especially when you are starting out, you should start with lower amounts until you gain your own experience with the platform. As P2P lending is a high-risk investment, it's recommended that you don't invest more than 5% of your entire investment portfolio in P2P lending. But this, of course, depends on your risk profile. Moving on to the next tip, invest only what you can lose. Obviously, no one likes to lose money, and no one should invest with the intention of losing it. P2P lending is, however, a risky investment, and there are many risks to consider, which means that you should never invest all of your savings or money which you need for something else. Invest only an amount of money which in the worst case scenario you can bear to lose. Over the last few years of investing, I have learned how to emotionally completely disconnect from my investments. Especially when starting out, you might struggle to do that. In the beginning, you might check your investor account every day to make sure your money is still there. Eventually, you should realize though that this is a very poor usage of your time. And the last tip is to first prioritize liquidity over potential returns. Every investor follows a different investment strategy. When starting out with P2P lending, you should test the waters first. Maybe after a while, you will realize that P2P lending isn't for you and decide to withdraw your investments. There's nothing wrong with that, but in order to do that, you need to either invest in loans with a short loan term or invest on a platform where you can resell your investments on the secondary market. When starting out with P2P lending, you should not invest right away on platforms that lock your money for 6 or more months in case you decide that P2P lending isn't for you. To put it simply, you should first start with short-term loans. If you're wondering how to find out what kind of loans a P2P lending site is offering, you can head over to p2pempire.com and see the primary loan type of individual P2P lending sites. If you see the loan type short-term, this means that the platform is listing mainly short-term loans with a loan period between 1 and 2 months. Some of the platforms that offer short-term loans are Peerberry, BuyInvest or Twino. So these were the 5 tips that you should keep in mind as a new P2P investor. If you have already started and want to share some of your tips, add them in the comment section below. If you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe to this channel to not miss any future videos. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.